Hey critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. I'm your host, Patricia Hartley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Okay critics, it's time for our critical review of Today with Jenna and Sheinelle. Now, we're reviewing this time their January 27th episode, and I have to admit today was not it wasn't that entertaining, but it did kind of give me sort of an idea. I know that, hear me out. I know Vlogmas are in December, but December is a very busy time for me. Sometimes it's kind of like hit or miss, so I'm not as consistent. But I probably can within like the next 3 to 4 weeks, like the next month, probably even for the month of February. I feel like I could do something and maybe I could do it in honor of Black History Month. And instead of Vlogmas, I'll call it Blogmas, Black History, but it'll just be me celebrating Black History. And as way of celebrating, I'll basically post every day. You know what I'm saying? For like, what is it, 25 days they do it? It's only, 28 days in February, unless it's like a leap year, then it's 29, right? So I think this year, we're not in a leap year. Leap year, is that the year that we have the, shut up, Patricia, stop. Don't even try to do no math like that. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And I will basically use the show as a way to review. And then I could do like some black on the covers, black on the inside. That can kind of be like fillers for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I just keep you satisfied. But it'll be like the weekday and the weekend, actually, for at least like the next like 28 days. All February long, baby. Let's get back to the show. The special guest this morning was actually Al Roker. Shout out to Al. He's celebrating 30 years. Also, former SNL castmate or member Will Forte, he stopped by, as well as Nessa Diab. She did some entertainment news. She's a radio personality, by the way, and obviously a contributor to the show. And then you got Broadway star Casey Levy. She performed back to before promoting her role of mother in Ragtime. Y'all ain't seen Ragtime since like my musical theater days when I was in school. Like it's been a long, maybe it's been a long time. Okay. Check the show notes though for more information regarding this review and the link to the show referenced in today's episode. Now, congratulations again to Al Roker. He's celebrating 30 years, 30 minutes. No, not 30 minutes, y'all. He's celebrating 30 years as being in the field of news and as a meteorologist. So congratulations to Al Roker. He stopped by the show this morning and just kind of had some laughs with the ladies, had some things that he had to say, child. They had to stop him. Thank you so much, Sheinelle. Stop him, girl. Stop him. Okay. But they also talked about some fond memories as well. It's my understanding, yeah, the other hour, is it the third hour? I believe it is. The third hour is where Al Roker is with the peeps and, they're kind of all together, but Al's been doing this thing for a very long time, so congratulations to him. And if you're looking for any resources about Al Roker or by him, look no further than your public library, where I was able to find the following books, including his cookbook called Al Roker's Recipes to Live By, and Been There, Done That, a book that he co-authored with Deborah Roberts and Laura Morton. For access to these resources, be sure to check out Libby, a free digital platform made possible through our local library. Here at the Critic Chronicles, our goal is to provide quality but juicy content from websites, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced from our public libraries. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your library card to access thousands of resources today. I actually kind of forgot to talk about the outfits today, y'all. It, to me, was all about like the sweater dress. That's kind of visually what each one of them gave. Sheinelle was in like a long sleeve blue one with like a little shoulder meat showing, you know what I'm saying? And she had on some black boots. And then Jenna, she had like a burgundy dress with it gave almost turtleneck, but not quite turtleneck, but still, I think it accentuated her silhouette, and it was some kind of a wrap skirt kind of that went around that kind of complemented the dress. Both of the ladies basically wore boots. It looked a lot cozier today than they actually did yesterday. You know, the studio seems to always be cold, but I hope that y'all got some mini heaters for your offices so that it can keep both of y'all warm on days in which the studio is cold. Ice, ice, baby, cold, you know? All right, so let's go ahead and move on to radio personality Nessa Diab. She was actually on the show, bringing us the scoop. And at the top of the list was actually Victoria and David Beckham's estranged relationship with their oldest son, Brooklyn. I wonder if the kids, if the siblings, like the sister and the other brother, I wonder if they have a very good relationship with Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if they're kind of like the kids that's like, listen, I don't know what's going on with mom and dad and them, but like, you still my brother. Like, what's up? I wonder if it's like that, or if it's kind of like, oh, we can't talk to you because you ain't talking to mom and daddy. You know how this thing goes, you know? But I mean, I can understand the family kind of wanting to keep everything a little, hush hush. I think folks have really, because this is such a public family, and David Beckham has the reputation that he has of doing good for the community, working with UNICEF, being an amazing athlete. Of course, Victoria Beckham, her career working with the Spice Girls, or being a member of the Spice Girls, my bad, her music career. Then on top of that, her fashion, which was a challenge, right, when it comes to the dress for Brooklyn's wife, because I heard that you were supposed to make her dress for the wedding, but what had happened was, instead of you making the dress, y'all pulled out at the 11th hour. That's what they said. Now, listen, the Today Show, I realize they must have a good reputation or a good relationship with you, but I want to know the answer to my questions, y'all. First off, are the siblings actually still talking to Brooklyn? That's my first question. Y'all talking to Brooklyn? Like, Brooklyn, are you estranged from everybody? Is it really an estrangement, or is it more just like, oh, they don't talk to my wife, but I kind of talk to them from time to time, because we saw the statement that you put out. We saw the statement that you put out, just letting us know that you ain't even finna let the family run you no more. You running your own life, you and your wife. And the rumor has it that you posted a video, or excuse me, your new wife posted a video. Nicola, is that her name? I like that name though. That she posted a video of y'all enjoying your marriage and enjoying each other with a little pup with y'all. It was a little white puppy, I think it was. All you need to do is just add a little dog. Add a little dog, okay? And then Victoria Beckham, as well as David Beckham, they were posting photos of the family without Brooklyn and his wife in the photos. So I guess it ain't no more faking it till you make it. They not faking it no more, but there's definitely more to come when it comes to that. But yeah, that was a big deal topic, but they didn't stay too deep on it. They kind of like, skirted over it. That's why I know they must have a good relationship with Victoria Beckham, or they don't want to mess that up. But yeah, something went wrong. And then all the memes are out there about Victoria dancing inappropriately at Brooklyn and his wife's wedding. And the memes, I'm so sorry to y'all, but the memes are hilarious. And then it's not helping that people are posting their mamas being crazy with their husbands at their weddings on the dance floor. That's not helping either. Because it's like, oh, dog, we can relate. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. That's not helping, y'all. It's not helping. We ain't right. We ain't right. We are definitely not right. But they also talked about Beyonce possibly going back on tour. Well, that's what the rumor is. And she may be dropping something like Valentine's Day. You know how Beyonce is. She don't gotta wait to drop nothing. Just drop it when you want to, child, and it's still gonna sell out, okay? Also, shout out to Sacred, which is, of course, her hair products. Heard nothing but great things about Sacred. I've only used the oil at this point in time, but I will be expanding my horizons because I have been put onto Sacred, and I'm like, okay, I should have been doing this a little bit sooner. So shout out to the hair products, B. I like it. I really like it. Yeah, from my experience with the oil to also what I've heard about it as well. So it's enough for me to go ahead and get the lines together so that I can have an entire wash day with nothing but Sacred. So the rumor is Act 3 is being discussed highly, okay? And this is supposed to be the rock and roll tour, okay? Remember, of course, first we had the Renaissance, then we had, of course, Cowboy Carter, and now They're saying it's part 3 or act 3, which is rock and roll. Beyonce is like a 1, 2, 3, 4. She's not a 1, 2, 3 person. She's a 4. You know what I'm saying? She's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you get what I'm saying? So I wonder if there's going to be a surprise act that's going to be an act 4. And I wonder if that's going to be the Destiny's Child act. Because I've been wanting Destiny's Child for a long time. I know. Let me get back to the show. But that's what they were talking about. They were saying that basically Beyonce could be back on tour again and be looking out for around Valentine's Day, because that is when it could potentially go down. It's about to go down. But it's only a rumor, right? And I have to remind us that I think it is Bruno Mars. Is it Bruno? Is it Bruno Mars who's going back out on tour like in February, dropping a new album? Is it Bruno? Y'all remind me. I don't know. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. But I know that Beyonce, everybody watching. Everybody is watching. And speaking of watching, actress Sydney Sweeney, y'all, they say she could be in big trouble because she was trespassing on the Hollywood sign there in Los Angeles, or should I say California love, to hang basically her lingerie or her bras, to promote her new lingerie line. Of course, they recorded it, they posted it, and as a result, they say she could be in trouble for trespassing because she ain't got permission to be hanging up no lingerie on the Hollywood sign. But it's a great way to promote, and I'm sure people will be looking. Yeah, Sydney been in a lot of movies the past few years and been at the top of her game too. So congrats on that. Of course, who stopped by the show, former SNL star Will Forte. He was on the show promoting his brand new gig that apparently includes his mama and his grandma. And they had y'all an entire segment on like some of the top fitness gear, including like cooling towels. They talked about like hand massages. I don't know if it's hand massages or more like body massages. It was a little pricey. I thought it was a little like expensive, but it was like maybe like $120 or so for like the hand massages, but they look like they, did the job. You know what I'm saying? Fitness trackers, and then also more. They were talking about the ring though. Do y'all got the ring? I don't have the fitness ring. I'm still like Apple Watch, more like my favorite though still was the Fitbit. And I think it's just because it's not as many distractions. You have the Apple Watch, you have everything set up, you got the text messages, the phone calls, right? It can feel more like a distraction, while the Fitbit felt more like, okay, it's specifically just for my heart rate. It's specifically to count my steps, all of those kinds of things, right? For me, I would have to say some of my top 5 fitness things right now is my yoga mat, but like a wide yoga mat. Like instead of getting like a regular yoga mat, get you a yoga mat with some cushion, with some thickness to it, but also some width as well. It just kind of makes it a little bit easier to just kind of like lay it out on when you're having a very good yoga session. Shout out to the yoga girlies on YouTube, who keep us stretching and doing all of the things. Also a water bottle, and whatever kind of water bottle basically works for your life. That's what I would say. Mine is basically like this big, like reduced cup, but I got to admit that I also have options. So I don't have just one. I got like 7 options. And yeah. And it's different brands. Most of them are reduced though. But I have a couple of different brands as well. So anyway, enough of that. I also got some 2.5 pound weights, like ankle weights, like one for each ankle. So that works as well, especially when I'm not in the mood to do like too much and I'm just want to just get my 10,000 steps in a day. I may or may not do like some of my lunges. I'm trying to get into the whole weight. You know what I'm saying? Like adding weights to your workout. I'm really trying to get into that, but I have not quite embraced it the way I need to. But I would also say a back brace for lifting as well. And if you have like a glove for your hands, especially if you're going to be doing weightlifting, like make sure you have gloves so that you don't get, you don't get calluses. Right? That's what they say. You don't want to get no calluses. Yeah. I gotta introduce weightlifting into my life. I'm at that stage in my life now, y'all. I need to get some weightlifting. We got to get it tight and right. Okay. If you want access to the full YouTube episode of Today with Jenna and Sheinelle, click the link below, and also catch Jenna's book club also on Libby. Thanks again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.